We have three philosophies at Vanaville Farm and Food Forest: minimum tillage, zero burning of any residue, crop residue or leaf litter, and the third is biodiversity. Let's go through all of them one by one. What I mean by minimum tillage: one huge misconception is that plowing is an essential part of agricultural activity. While plowing is needed for annual crops, it's not needed necessarily for a lot of perennial crops. If you design your farm properly in a multi-layer fashion where some or the other species occupies every single layer and every single niche of a farm, it's the entire farm is always covered with something or the other that you're cultivating, and you don't need to really till the land. In fact, plowing the land, tilling the land results in a lot of loss of carbon from the soil, because there's no life in the soil, there's no bacteria, there's no fungi, there's no earthworms, there's no ants, there's no termites that survive in the soil if you continuously keep destroying their houses, right? So we till only for our annual crops, that is rice, groundnut, sesame of 1 acre. The rest 10, 11 acres where we grow most of our perennial crops and some of it is grazing land, we don't plow at all, no till at all. One Another major advantage of not tilling is reduction of cost. So in the long term, as a lot of species start to occupy these niches either wildly or by domestication by us, I don't have to spend on tractor, which is one of the major costs of a farmer, and there is reduced dependence of importing of a diesel and petrol to run all of these heavy machinery. So reduced cost of operation over the long run is another huge incentive of moving towards minimum plowage systems. The second, a very important factor which is grabbing the news all over these years, especially during Diwali, is that we don't burn any of our crop residue. We burn some of our crop residue to cook food in our firewood stove, but other than that, we don't burn anything whatsoever. So you can see right below my feet, you can see all of this crop residue which is there. It slowly turns into compost and enriches the soil via fungal activity and bacterial activity, and it turns into compost which enriches the soil in the long term. So burning is not at all necessary. If at all you want to take care of crop residue, use it. If from your annual crops, we use it either as fodder for our cows or mulch for our trees. Another beautiful way that we are trying to experiment with recently is converting that residue into biochar. More on it later. The third factor, the third philosophy of the farm that we vouch for is biodiversity. Whether it be plants or animals or soil life, we strive for biodiversity in all our parts of the farm activity. So when I say biodiversity, one typical vision of an Indian farm or even farm across the globe is that you have just coconut trees or just mango trees or just corn fields or just rice fields. That isn't found in the tropical parts of the world ever in nature. So what we are doing by engaging in monocultures is that going against how our ancestors or how even nature farms for most of the species. That itself inherently is not bad, but monoculture does have a lot of efficiencies, etc. But it also causes a lot of damage, because for you to practice monoculture, you need to counter the pests and diseases which propagate much easily. Whereas in a diverse system like this, you have speed breakers by design, right? So if you have one pest which starts to dominate, say a coconut crop, because you have other crops also, it's like a diversification of your investment. So even if the coconut fails, you have the banana and the turmeric and the greens and the moringa to provide you income and provide you feed and provide you other sources of crops. So diversity is something that we are very proud of having achieved in the farm, and we hope to continue to follow all these three for the rest of our lives at the farm. So minimum tillage, zero burning of crop residue, and biodiversity. Thank you. Bye.